Okay, first question. What was the first piece of art you ever made that you remember being really proud of?
Oh, I know the answer.
You know.
Yeah.
Good. What is it?
So I took semi-private art lessons when I was younger. And it was the day I learned how to use oil pastels.
Yeah.
And my art teacher her name was Mrs. Funk.
Yeah.
She was this eccentric, awesome woman who taught out of her home. And she had this whole room filled with like pictures from like calendars or, like just like a collection. Essentially what Pinterest
like a
is
collage
now.
type?
But it was like stacked. Like
Oh, so it's just like sitting all over the
all
place.
over in this
room.
room.
Oh, dang.
And
it's like if Pinterest fell over on its side.
And
you printed all of it.
Exactly. So we would go back there and you'd find the picture that you want to make.
We just explained like magazines, like if you printed off Pinterest
and found them.
It'd be like this.
And then wrote stories.
That's awesome.
Anyways, so I picked this picture of, I don't know, it was like some sort of large bird, but it was like it was almost like a peacock meets a flamingo. I don't know what it was.
Right, yeah.
And
Peacock-mingo.
Peacock mingo.
Fleacock.
I like that one more.
Fleacock?
Yeah.
Fleacock-gingo.
Yeah, it was that.
Mm-hmm.
And that day I learned how to use oil pastels and mine looked dope.
Really?
Yeah. It was awesome. To this day, I think like either my mom or my grandma has it framed.
Really?
Yeah. But the colors were like these deep pinks and purples and yellows, and like it was in this field. It just was like pretty epic. I actually still think I might like it.
Really?
Yeah. And I made it when I was like 12.
Dude, you should get it.
Yeah.
Let's put that on a Wonder Jam shirt.
Maybe that could be the cover
man.
art. Oh no, not everyone knows that we don't have our cover art yet.
Guys, we're going to launch a podcast tomorrow, hopefully, and we have no cover art for it. We don't have a website for it. And we don't have, what else don't we have? It's not uploaded to anything.
Yeah. Well, not tomorrow, in 2 days.
I mean, but tomorrow we would do it, right?
True.
So, we'll see.
How is this a metaphor for owning your own business?
So, owning your own business is like the fleacockingo because...
No, not that. I mean, not having uploaded and not having done anything.
I thought we were still talking about that.
No.
Okay. Well, sometimes when you own your own business, you just do things. And this podcast is like one of those things that we are just doing.
Yeah. But why is that different than... Well, I don't really know, actually.
I don't know
the best
why it's
question.
different either.
Well, I think the thing that I'm trying to say is that...
So you're trying to ask a question, but you just want to say something.
No, what I'm trying to ask is how... Now I keep thinking
The
about
question
that
you
bird.
asked was
now I'm
like
thinking
the
about that bird.
fleacockingo.
I know. You just got to do it. Like the day I learned how to use oil pastels was the day I made the thing that I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even like
Right.
work towards
Yeah.
that goal. I just did it.
Yeah. Truth. I think that's a big deal. It's why we're doing this podcast. Is we, for years, have talked about doing a podcast, and other people have told us to do podcasts, and we've been on other people's podcasts,
Yeah.
and we've talked to them about what it's like, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you should totally do one."
Yeah.
And now we're doing one.
True story.
And it just took us just doing it.
Yeah, right. And having somewhat of a plan. I mean, we had to interview. We had to schedule our interviews. What's funny is yesterday I was messaging someone on Instagram about podcasts, and they were like, "Oh, I listen to so many," and I was like, "I listened to like 3."
Yeah.
And then they said, "I'm surprised you guys haven't done a podcast," and I was like, "Check back in like a couple days, maybe."
Yeah, right. A couple days from, we're not telling you the
Someday.
date.
I'm not going to tell you the specific launch date, but yeah.
We're not telling you when we recorded this.
Right.
So.
Right. So this actually, Adam, came out of an ebook you wanted to write this season about things you learned.
So this season number 1 of the Fleacockingo, is that what we're calling it?
No.
We don't know. Do we actually know what we're calling it?
We're calling it the Wonder Jam Cast.
The Wonder Jam Cast?
Yeah.
A cast by the Wonder Jam, sponsored by Fleacockingo United Lobbyist Group.
That sounds great.
Let's start that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to write a book because in the first year where we existed, we started to realize that there was a big difference in the types of clients we worked with. And we could tell the difference because people who had been in business or been doing their thing, let's just say that. It's like not even a business, but been doing their thing for real for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And so anyone after 2 years seemed to have understood what they were doing. And anyone who was kind of on the early first or second year, they were still figuring out. They didn't really know who their audience was. They didn't really know. They're just kind of trying something.
Yep.
And we just found that to be really... I found it to be really interesting. So I emailed a bunch of business owners who had been in business for 2 years or more. And I asked them, what did you learn in those first 2 years? And I've never done anything with that. Because I got so much information from it.
Yeah.
It was impossible to wade through.
Right.
And I got so much information from, I think, 30 or 40 people. It wasn't like thousands of people.
Right.
It was just so much really, really good lessons. And what I learned is it wasn't like there's a consistent lesson that people are always learning. It's that whatever your first 2 years are, whatever your obvious glaring weakness is that you don't know yet, like you're going to run into that.
Yeah.
You're going to hit that hurdle and trip. Because until you're doing your own thing, you don't know
Yep.
where you suck or what you're good at or what you're not good at.
Mm-hmm.
And so for this first season, these first 12 episodes of the Wonder GM cast, I'm still getting used to saying it out loud, of the Wonder GM cast, the first 12 episodes are going to be interviews with people who have been in business full-time for over 2 years. And we just asked them what they bumped into and where they learned and, all of that. And then in future seasons, we'll talk about something else. But so far, the episodes we recorded have been pretty fascinating. And it's interesting to talk to people who have been doing their thing for a decade and other people who are 3 years into it,
Word.
It's cool.
It is cool.
Question for you. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing a podcast with me?
What are my personal goals?
Yeah.
I want to impress you. My goals are that you didn't say goals. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this?
You're allowed to say goals if you want. I have a better question. Mm-hmm. Say some goals.
I think I really want to resonate with the right people. Mm-hmm. Whether it's like the people that we meet when we travel or the people that we talk to online or the people that want to work with us.
Yeah.
But I want someone to either hear this podcast and hear these stories from the people that we're interviewing and understand that they haven't hit that yet. And that they understand that they're still in month 6 or in year 1.
Gotcha, yeah.
Or I want someone to resonate with everything and say, like, they understand, they've heard this before. I want people to feel like they're not alone in a lot of the things we talk about with the guests we've interviewed so far. I mean, we all, you get it. And I think when sometimes you meet up with people who are doing it on the side or they haven't, fully invested the 2 to 4 years or more. Right. It's how we feel when we meet someone who's been in business for 20 years. You're just amazed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really want it to resonate with people. I want people to feel like they can understand how we talk about stuff. I think why do you put anything out on the internet? I think you want a connection.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And so for these first 12 episodes for sure, they're our people.
Yeah.
And even from the episodes we've recorded have been so much these are the conversations we have all the time.
Yeah.
And if you feel like these are the conversations you would have all the time or where you would be if you were sitting around with us, then we're probably your people and you're probably ours.
Yeah.
But if this is all weird and you think we're all dumb, then it's probably not so great.
Totally. My next question for you, who are you?
My name's Adam.
What do you do?
That's it.
What do you do for a living? I just realized, I think it's easy for us to just think everyone we talk to is going to listen to this, but maybe there's one stranger out there that doesn't know who we are.
Dear stranger who doesn't know us yet, my name is Adam, and I I haven't said my title in so long. Co-owner. Does that sound good?
I'd say co-owner.
I think owner is like the laziest way to say it because you're just like, I own it. So
Yeah.
I don't know what I do in it.
Right.
Like sometimes I'm a assistant photographer. Sometimes I'm a janitor. Sometimes I'm like a LaCroix waiter.
Yeah.
LaCroix mixologist.
Yeah, mixologist.
Yeah. But I own the Wonder Jam with my business partner.
Who is me.
Who is Allie.
I'm Allie. And we pronounce our last name Lehman, like in layman's terms,
right.
Which also would have been a great podcast title, but we didn't go with it.
No.
So
it was one of them that was on the chopping block.
Mm-hmm.
I might just do my own.
It's Lehman. Yeah, you could do your own.
I actually did my own. I started to write that. Yeah. In layman's terms was going to be, let us introduce you to our other non-existent podcast. In layman's terms, and I've started doing this.
I actually really like this.
In layman's terms, I was going to pick a like word of the day or like business term or whatever and then kind of talk about it. So like in layman, like today's word is
Wait, is this the one where you would do the wrong thing?
The wrong thing?
Remember there was like something where you would be like, you would take some sort of complex thing and just talk about it, but it would be fake.
No. So that was another, what I'll call a podcast, even though it was
never going to be that.
It was like a short recording I did. I did a thing that was in 2 minutes or less, where people would ask questions and then I would just answer them. And then sometimes I didn't know the answers, but I would just talk about it as if I did.
Oh, right. I think I'm getting that mixed up with the thing I was going to do with my friend Megan, where we would do YouTube videos, but we would do the tutorial wrong.
Tutorial videos.
Yeah. So we would be like, this is how you change the tire on your car, and we would totally do it wrong and then see if people...
Yeah. Like edit the video, but to like all have all the wrong instructions.
Yeah. We're like, first, you lay under your car without any type of jack.
Yeah. First, you have to stretch out your ankles.
Yeah. Then you need to shave the tire off with a shear knife.
Because there's some of those little granular nodules that can become problematic.
Yeah. Then
if you don't have a tire knife, you can usually use a butter knife. Not a butter knife, that's too dull.
No, that's too dull.
But like a steak knife would probably work. But you have to be safe.
But we would try to do it seriously. We probably wouldn't be able
That'd be amazing.
I know. It's kind of like that pronunciation videos on YouTube where they'll pronounce the words, but they are doing it wrong. But it seems legit.
Right.
Until you hit one where you're like, that is not true.
Do a search that says how to pronounce
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
It's so good.
It is so good.
Look it up right now. Pause this podcast or just keep playing it and walk out of the room and look it up.
What do you do? So you own a company.
With you.
With me. Mm-hmm. And then what does that company like do for people? Like people pay that company money, theoretically, right?
It's true, yeah.
And what do people get when they pay money to the company?
We break our services down into generic categories to let people understand them very quickly. So branding, photography, websites, coaching, and design support.
Right.
But those would be like our main
Gotcha.
Ka-chingers.
Ka-chingers?
It's like the term ka-ching. Do you like it?
Our main ka-chingers. That's great.
We also make up words.
We also hate business terms, so we make up our own.
Yeah.
So our main channels of ka-chingers, ka-chinger channels, rather than revenue, we say ka-chingers.
Correct.
So photography, branding, just like logos.
Web design.
And
coaching.
Which I do that.
Yes.
Interesting. So also you do workshops.
Yeah, we teach workshops and classes here and online, here in our space. We're in Columbus, Ohio.
Nice.
The neighborhood of Grandview. Kind of. Yeah. We're technically Columbus.
Grandview has like a really good school, and then we live outside of that school district because we don't have a kiddo. So we do not need the taxes. We do not need the taxes.
That is a weird way to explain it.
We do not need taxes.
Right. We don't need to send our kids, or we don't have kids.
But we don't have kids, so we can't send anything. We can't send anything to that school.
We do not need to send our dog to school.
No. So we can live in the bad school district, and it's fine.
I don't even think it's bad.
I don't think so either. Yeah. But I'm just saying. It's different.
Do you want to get into politics right now?
Let's get into politics. Why is gentrification so awesome?
I don't know if that's going to land. People don't know you.
I don't know what the word means. I'm
you
just
don't?
kidding.
Okay.
I do.
Anyways.
That was a good question.
That's what we offer. And
what kind of people? What are the kinds of people who give you money to do those things?
Small business owners. We call them tiny business owners because they're not.
Because they're short.
No.
No.
Why don't you explain it?
Why?
Because.
Am I not allowed to interrupt you?
No.
Okay. Sorry.
You explain
That
what
wasn't
tiny
a part
business
of-
owners are.
We say tiny business owners because
I'm looking at him like.
Can you guys
Are
hear
you
the
kidding me right now?
glare? We call them tiny business owners because sometimes even small businesses can have hundreds of employees or can be millions and millions of dollars of revenue. We tend to work with people who are much smaller than that. So we say tiny.
Correct.
So as to not get confused.
With small, but large.
Like a lot of hedge funds are small businesses, but they are doing billions of dollars of business.
Yeah. It's true.
It's true.
So that's who we help.
So we help people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it all local people?
A lot of local, not all. I would say 60 to 75% are local.
Right.
And local can mean like Dayton or,
For photography, right? It's
Yeah.
a lot. It's a lot of that. But
Yeah.
we've got some folks on the coast who ship some products over here for us to photograph, which
For
is
sure.
cool.
For sure. It's fun though. We really enjoy the people that we work with, and I feel that we actually make an impact. I think that's a huge motivator in what we do, is that
Why does that matter?
helping them.
Yeah, who cares about helping people? Just get them ka-chingers.
I don't think that really is fulfilling.
Really?
No.
No.
I tend to feel as if I understand that the work that I create, whether it's a logo or a photo, isn't going to change the world, but I think it can change that business owner's motivation and inspiration within their own business that
Right.
they've built.
Yeah.
And that can lead to someone who we work with treating their employees better, or like selling themselves better, or being proud of what
Yeah.
they do.
Just like this morning, we showed people a logo, and it was they just left their other job and are jumping into it full time
Yeah.
with their business partner. And there's a plane flying overhead, and I don't know if you can hear it, but if you can't,
Just
this
kidding.
side note doesn't matter to you. And even if you could hear it, I don't know why you would want me to talk about it. So you should have just said nothing.
True.
But she was like, oh man, I feel like we're not this good yet. Like, this is something for us to like aspire to and live up to,
Yeah.
which I think is the point, right?
Yeah, it's like that makes you feel good. And I think all of the work that we've done where it feels as if it's just a blip, not even a blip in the
Yeah.
radar, it's hard to.
We did some photography for like a Fortune 100 company, like a huge company that they used. They ended up using it when the
social
images
media.
were done on Instagram. We would go and look, and like every photo gets the same amount of likes. Every whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And if you didn't do those photos, then someone else would have,
Right.
and it would have been. It just didn't feel.
Yeah.
There wasn't that like strong impact.
Yeah, it doesn't feel. It's with our clients too. I think because the scale is so small, you can see and implement change so much faster. And I think that's something that we talk a lot about with our guests this season, and that we're going to talk about with
Yeah.
our guests this season, is that they were able to see things come up that they didn't expect, and they were able to pivot or change and see results pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then I think there's other times where you feel like it's slow moving, and that's natural.
Yeah.
but-
Right. Different speeds.
Yeah.
Truth.
So, yeah.
So we're the Wonder Jam,
This is our podcast.
and this is our podcast. And if you want to subscribe to it,
Oh yeah.
I'm not even 1,000,000% certain what you would do, because this isn't even up yet anywhere.
Well, you probably hit the word subscribe wherever you see
Yeah,
it.
if there's probably a spot, however you're listening to this, you can probably subscribe to something that way. That's good. And probably if you just follow us on like Twitter or Facebook, we will share things there
Yeah,
sometimes.
for sure. There will be swear words on this podcast.
Oh, right.
So, while I know you want to jam out to our podcast in the morning when your like 3-year-old niece is in the car, I would not.
Yeah.
Not that it's a lot, but I don't know when it pops up. I just
Yeah.
know that it does.
Some people have said butts.
And darn. No, I've heard that word.
Yeah,
so,
there's
you
a
know.
couple. We're going to get the explicit tag.
Oh, I hope so.
That's so cute.
Oh my gosh. So sorry. Sorry, Moms.
We can't help it.
I don't even know if it was us.
It was.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Dang it. Well,
Maybe bleeps.
I am who I am.
What if we do bleeps?
Oh no.
We're not doing bleeps.
That's the worst. I am 30 years old now. I do not need to bleep.
Well, maybe you shouldn't say all the stuff that comes to your head.
Maybe. So that is it, I think. Can you think of anything
I
else
think
you want
this
to
is a
talk about?
good wrap up to what we're going to call episode 1, Fleacock and Go, Kachingers, and
Bleep.
butts.
Oh.
Oh, and bleeps.
And bleeps, yep.
Yeah.
We are excited to continue to put podcast episodes out.
Cast-episodes.
Oh my gosh, I can't even.
Is that good?
Yeah. We're excited to share more. We hope that you enjoy it. We have really enjoyed talking to everyone that you will soon hear.
Y'all will hear.
I don't use the word.
Really?
I just said it. Dang it. No.
We can bleep that.
Okay. That would be amazing. But yeah, we're excited. Thanks for listening. Subscribe wherever it says subscribe.
As my younger brother Ben likes to say, smash the subscribe button.
He says that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like when he makes fun of vloggers, like YouTube vloggers who are always like, pound the likes, like, subscribe, add to your channel, blah, blah, like,
Yeah.
share. You know, like they're just promoting their stuff super hard.
We don't care how many subscribers we get, right?
We don't even care.
Oh, he's mocking me
I super
now?
care.
Oh, I don't care.
It's like when you're like, I don't even want to be popular. Let's be like, I wouldn't even want to be that famous. You're like, but secretly, I would like to be that famous.
I just watched the Kim Kardashian interview where he was like, do you even look at like do you look at your analytics? And she's like, oh, not really. Like, I guess I should. And I was like, it's awesome.
Kim does that? Mm-hmm. You know what I bet she does look at? Kimoji app analytics.
Stats, because that's how she makes money.
Because she makes $1 million a minute.
True.
According to her husband.
Love you, Kim.
Love you, Kanye.
On that note, goodbye.
Goodbye.